It's Ian McLean along with Greg DeRocher and Lloyd Longfield will come on shortly. We're here at the Business Expo 2013 at Binghamton Park. We have over 190 exhibitors. It's completely sold out. And the parking lots are already full, so it's it's about just after 5 o'clock. We'll be here until 7 o'clock tonight, but we've got a huge crowd already. And as you can see, we've got 190 booths, lots of networking going on. It's one of the great opportunities today, if you missed it, was we have, I think it's 12 caterers from across Kitchener-Waterloo and Guelph who are participating and providing free food and goodies while people are networking. So we've taken over, I think, all 3 ballrooms. We've also have some information sessions this afternoon with BDC and FedDev, I believe. And those are opportunities for many of our members to understand the opportunities and programs that these government agencies have, especially for small and medium-sized business. So just a fabulous afternoon so far. And this is probably the best. I've been here. This is my third, Greg? Third? I think it's my third one. And this is far and away the best one. We've got completely sold out. Oh, well, it's always. I'm always close to being my last one, but. This is the best one ever. We're sold out, and we've got lots of people here. If you've missed it this year, you've missed something special, and it's a great opportunity to be planning for next year as we have our Business Expo 2014. Todd Lyons, I think, from Extend Communications. We're joined. How are you today, sir? You're on the street with Greg DeRocher, Ian McLean, and somewhere around here is Lloyd Longfield from the Guelph Chamber. So how are things going today?
They're going super, thanks. I hope the snow hasn't kept people away. It almost kept me away. I wanted to go and play in it, but I decided I got to, business comes first.
No, I think it's actually the parking lot's already full. We're sending them miles away to get in here, so I think the numbers are up significantly. Tell us why you are participating in the Business Expo. What do you get out of this?
Number one is all the networking with all the fine folks that I don't get to see through the whole year. Yeah. So it's great to come out and meet all the people and actually we just recently moved. I'm a little further away from the area, so I love coming back to see everybody. Second is to introduce ourselves to all the new people in the community to see what we can do for them. We answer telephones. We can answer any kind of telephone. So we love to come out here and talk about what we do and how we do it, so we can hopefully get some more business.
Now, you're a member of, and I think this is something we say, is you're a member of actually both chambers. You're a member of the Guelph or the Cambridge Chamber and the KW Chamber.
Yep. Yes, we are.
And so, are you a regional? What's your marketplace? Is it Southwestern Ontario? Is it all of Ontario? Is it around the country?
North America.
North America wide. So, is the networking of local folks, but that also helps you get the message out that your product is available or your service is available right across North America?
Our market is North America, but it's still best to be part of the community where you reside. Yep. And we do have a really strong, large customer base in this area. In the Cambridge, Kitchener-Waterloo, Guelph, Brantford, Hamilton, Toronto kind of area, so this area of Ontario. Yep. But we've always been strong in the community of Cambridge itself and in Kitchener.
Great. Okay, and just before we move on, because we're on the street and we got to keep moving, but give us your 45-second infomercial and what Extend Communications can do for our chamber members.
We will answer any telephone. It could be a doctor, dentist, plumber, electrician, direct marketing campaign, lotteries, just about anything. We can script exactly how it wants to be. We will be you when you can't answer your phone. So you can work, rest, and play. We will take your phone, screen out emergency calls, only bug you if we need to, hold everything till the next day, whatever you want.
Fabulous. Well, thanks so much. Have a great rest of the day, and we will see you soon.
Thanks for stopping by.
All right. So we're on the street with Greg DeRocher and Ian McLean. Once again, Lloyd Longfield, I swear to God, is here somewhere, but we have no idea where he is. But right now we're joined by Tomas Adamski. He is photographer extraordinaire, and he's taking pictures of the Business Expo.
I'm taking pictures of nice lady there.
Of nice lady. Well, let's watch you take pictures of nice lady, and I'll interview those nice ladies.
Okay.
How's that? Okay. Tomas is going to take pictures. We're filming, and we're talking to the ladies. Hello, ladies. How are you? I'm Ian McLean. We're on the street. Ian McLean.
Good to meet you.
Now, tell us what McDonald Green does.
Tell you.
We are a full-service human resources consulting firm, so we offer training, recruitment, assessments, and various HR consulting.
Now, would your mother happen to be Helen Jowett?
She may or may not.
Okay, all right. Now, Helen has been a board member of both the Cambridge and the KW Chamber, and is a big supporter of the Chamber. Why do you guys? Why are you out at the Business Expo today? What's the reason you're here?
Networking. We're true blue networkers. Yeah.
Okay, and have you been to this? Have you been to this before?
Several years in a row.
This has got to be the best one ever, doesn't it?
Sure, and I think it has something to do with the leadership.
That's right, except for Greg DeRocher, of course, but I'm just kidding. So what are the things that, so it's the networking that you get. What are the other aspects of a day like today? What are the things you get out of this? Do you take the opportunity to go and meet other folks and figure out what they're doing?
Yeah, we have some other recruiters that are going to come cover off for us, so we can go and meet people, hand out our business cards, and make some connections.
And so you got. I'm giving everyone 45. If you get interviewed, you get 45 seconds infomercial. So in 45 seconds, what does McDonald Green do, and what's your target market?
Our target market is really any business that could benefit from recruitment or training or consulting. So really any business.
Are you focused in the region of Waterloo, or do you do this service all over the province?
We are more localized in the region, but we have done it out throughout the province. So.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. You've been for being a willing contestant. All right, we're back on the street at Business Expo 2013 with your host Ian McLean and Greg DeRocher behind the camera, who is, anyways, all that's for another topic for another. Lloyd Longfield, swear to God, is somewhere here in the building from the Guelph Chamber of Commerce. Our three chambers of commerce have been hosting this for I don't know how many years, Greg. It's my third, but 13, 14 years. Fabulous event. Again, we have a sold out, 190 booths, exhibitors sold out. We've got at least 10 or 11 caterers, lots of food, great networking happening. And right now, we are at the Region of Waterloo International Airport booth. And Sandra's going to come over and talk to me about all the wonderful things that are going on. I'm not putting. I'm a bad golfer at the best of times.
Can't be a bad.
Now, Sandra McCauley is Director of Marketing, and Scott Britt. Well, geez, let's not introduce him. He can just be my eye candy for Sandra. But Sandra, you're the marketing manager for.
I'm the marketing supervisor.
For the Region of Waterloo International Airport.
Correct.
Tell us about the airport, where you're serving, and what are the things that are the special things that you're doing these days at the airport.
Well, we're really promoting the American Airlines service. They're doing
Chicago.
Twice daily to Chicago with connections to about 200 different destinations.
You can get anywhere in the world from Waterloo Regional Airport. Is that not right? That's
Pretty
what we're saying.
much, yeah, pretty much. So, and a lot with one stop. We still have WestJet doing Calgary every night, and that flight's doing very well. You can connect on to Vancouver, Victoria, Abbotsford, and Bearskin is doing 3 flights.
Kelowna, by the way, we got to Kelowna right from the Region of Waterloo.
Yes, as well, and we have Bearskin doing 3 flights a day to Ottawa. So, and Sunwing charters start December 23rd, so those are Monday flights going to Cancun, Mexico. So lots going on.
Well, there is, I mean, one of the things that our chambers we've been talking about, and we've been saying this, but Greg and I are going to get this, is to have our trade mission or a trade visit to Chicago, and really, and we'll articulate how easy it is to get on the plane in Waterloo, end up in Chicago, do business, and come back. So give us the details. What are the flights going and coming?
So the flights leave at 6 a.m. in the morning and again at 4 in the afternoon. The nice thing is, even though it's a transporter flight, you only need to be there 1 hour prior to departure because you actually clear customs once you get to Chicago. Coming back, you clear in Kitchener. So it's very, very easy and seamless.
You may not want to answer this question, and we'll edit it out if you don't. You've got the master plan of the airport, of what you envision the long term and the vision for the airport. Give us a little overview of what's why you're going through that process and what you hope to accomplish in terms of planning for the future.
Yeah, well, the last airport master plan was done in 2000, and we fulfilled all the recommendations in that. And the airport's actually grown beyond what their vision was at that time. So now we're looking at the next chunk of time, which will take us another 20, 30 years into the future. So right now we're working on getting all the collateral together for a public information session, which will take place sometime in January. The date's yet to be determined. And at that time, they're going to look at 3 or 4 different possibilities and let the public select what they feel is best for the community.
Right. One other thing, and I think this goes back to, and this is a little technical, but it's important for people when they're starting to choose where they want to fly from, is the airport, Waterloo Region Airport is now part of what they call the Toronto area. So when you're looking for a flight from Toronto, it should pop up when you're going anywhere if there's an available starting point from here to get where you want to go. Tell us how that works.
So we're part of, it's called the YTO code. So that looks at airports that are all within the greater Toronto area. So that includes Pearson, Billy Bishop, Hamilton, and now the region of Waterloo. So what that means is if you're looking on Expedia or on an online search engine and you pull from Toronto area, our flights are automatically populated in that. And we've seen a bump, like that's only been in existence for about 4 months now, and we've seen a bump in our numbers.
So if you're from Milton as an example and you're looking to say I'm going from Toronto to Ottawa as an example, and you go up on one of those sites, it should show that you can go from Hamilton, from Pearson, from Billy Bishop, or from Waterloo Region Airport. So that's a big great opportunity for drive this way, which is a better drive, and it's quicker in terms of going through the terminal.
And plus the $6 a day parking sure doesn't hurt us.
$6 a day, we love it. Anyways, we've been joined by Sandra McCauley from the Waterloo Region International Airport, and you are on the street with Greg DeRocher and Ian McLean.
Okay, you go and then
All right, here's Mr. McLean taking his first shot. There's a bit of that was a nice one, but we won't count that as a duff, but let's take it. He's going to go up over the ramp, and he's going for the 100, and in and out, in and out. That went in and out. Went in and out. They're not counting it. We're checking with the judges here at the Regional Waterloo International Airport, and they're saying no, it was not in. And Mr. McLean will try going right after the 100. Gutsy guy, and again does not get it. Hits between the 20 and the 100, and here he is, his last shot. Go for the other 100. That one's getting surrounded with balls over there, but he's going to go up and over and off and in and out again. 2 in and out of 100. I just doing a little discussion here. We have a gentleman here from where he's from Winnipeg. Now. Did the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, are they going to the, are you taping? The Winnipeg Blue Bombers, are they going to the Grey Cup this week?
The Winnipeg Blue Bombers are going to the Grey Cup. They all bought tickets to go to the Grey Cup. So, like me and everybody else, they bought their own ticket.
So, who do you like, though? Hamilton or Saskatchewan next Sunday?
Hamilton.
Really?
Way better. Way better. We don't like the green guys.
Is that right? Okay. Well, they're wearing watermelons on their head, or?
Watermelons, that would protect them, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, well, now, are you hearing stuff in Winnipeg about Rob Ford?
Yes, I saw a sign the other day on a Ford dealership that said we're not related.
Very good. All right. All the way from Winnipeg to come here for Members on the Street.
Thanks a lot.
This is another installment of Business No, what is it? No, what's our this is on the street at Business Expo 2013, and we're joined by our good friends from Zoop, one of my favorite places. I eat there quite regularly, don't I?
Thank you, Ann. Yes, you do.
And if I happen to be in the Waterloo I go to the Waterloo location. If I happen to be down at the office, I go to the kitchen. Tell us what you're offering today and what your business is.
Absolutely. So we are a franchise. We opened up in Waterloo about 2.5 years ago. We do 12 fresh soups daily, along with salads and sandwiches. Today I brought with me chicken pot pie, #1 seller, lobster bisque, #2 seller, and we also have a tomato and vegetable soup here, gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegetarian.
Well, I prefer to get dirty when I eat, so I'm going to take the tomato and have a little taste. Now, one of the things you've actually hosted one of our 12 at 12s, and which is very much appreciated, where we have 12 of our members in, and we have a bit of a round table of what's going on. Tell us why you're here. Like, what's the advantage of being at the Business Expo?
So what we look for as a franchise is the dense office demographic. So especially in our Kitchener-Waterloo locations, we find that office crowd from 11:30 to 1:30 is really what fuels our business, and it's great to network with fellow businesses and hopefully push our catering program as well too. I think there's a really good fit and synergy with Zoop and events like this.
Perfect. Thanks for joining us. And how's the soup today?
Soup is awesome.
What are you eating?
I'm having the lobster bisque.
Have you tried them all?
I have tried 2 of them.
All right. See, that's the right answer. You got to try them all. That's what you're actually encouraged to do that at Zoop. When you go in, you can try all 12 soups before you pick one. I do that on a regular basis because I'm Scottish and I'm cheap. But thank you for joining us today. Keep up the good work. Welcome back to another edition of On the Street at Business Expo 2013. We're joined by our friends from Mito Graphics, and Sheldon was on our radio program, was it 2 weeks ago? Was on Business to Business as we were promoting the event, and it seems to have worked. I think it was actually your appearance on the radio program, because these numbers are the most we've seen in quite some time. But one of the things you offered right at the end of the radio program was what? Tell people what you did and what the results were.
Well, we said that if anybody shows up at the show and says, I listened to 570 News, I heard you guys on the air.
No. Business to
Business on 570 News with Rob and Doug. No, sorry, that's Ian and Greg.
That's right.
Then they'd get a pass.
There's only room for one comedian in this show.
They would get a pass for 2 with drinks and popcorn and everything for the movies. And we've had a steady stream here all night so far. It's unbelievable.
So we got 6-7 listeners on Business to Business for sure.
I'm in the studio and the phone's ringing off the hook, and I come here and everybody says I heard it on the radio. I need my movie tickets. It's nuts. You guys are rock stars.
I know. Yeah, I think it's you. Thank God you're behind the camera. Now, tell us what when you came on, you told us what you did, but tell us a little bit about Mito Graphics and why you're here at the Business Expo today.
We're here at the Business Expo today because it's a really great opportunity for us to kind of link with the local members of our community. Our customers are kind of far-flung all over the place, but our roots are here and our vendors are here and our staff is here. So it's great to kind of see some people that we don't really get to see that often. Our specialty is printing on everything except paper. So we print on metals, plastics, glass, textiles. That could be a data tag for an industrial machine. It could be a dash of an airplane. It could be a big exhibit or a trade show display. It could be the interior of a retail store. So don't really have a certain product or anything. Customers come to us with their problems and their challenges and what they're looking to get, and we figured out how to make it happen for them. You can see there's some pictures here of some different things. There's some local things for Dave FM, and there's the sign there for the Bridgeport House on King Street in Waterloo, and there's quite a range of different diverse things that we do.
Well, that's fabulous. Thank you for joining us today, and keep up the great work.
Okay.
We're going to have you back to promote Business Expo 2014 because of the massive influx of people with your special offer. And this is the best turnout. Greg, is this the best turnout we've had in I think, ever?
No question.
Absolutely.
Be forewarned, I'm going to double my fee next time.
Absolutely. Doubling 0 is 0. We're familiar. Greg and I are familiar with that. Thanks for joining us. You've joined us for another edition, is it edition? I guess it's a full edition of On the Street at Business Expo 2013. You're on the street. You're on the street with Ian McLean, and behind the camera, where he rightfully belongs, is Greg DeRocher from the Cambridge Chamber. We still haven't found Lloyd Longfield from Guelph Chamber, but we're going to find him. But right now, we're joined by our host of Business to Business on 570 News, Glenn Peltier. And we thought you were here. We heard news that you promised to be here, and you're here. What do you think about the Business Expo today?
Tremendous hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, you're all about the food.
And picked up some brochures and having a great time. You know what? This is all about business.
Absolutely.
There's business being conducted.
190 booths?
No. Yeah. This is serious. This is some serious business being conducted here.
Now, you understand, this is why we've been talking about the Business Expo for about the last 3 or 4 weeks on the radio program.
Well, you know what? I knew when I walked in, it was very brightly lit, so I knew this wasn't going to be a disco thing.
No.
But...
Well, if it was going to be anything music related, you and your band would have been the first people we called, but since we were going for more the business thing...
Where is this? Where is this being shown?
I have no idea. But I'm Really? You guys always got to talk about the Rob Ford. But anyways, remember we had our good friends from Mito Graphics on, and he offered that the first several people that came and said that they had heard about the Business Expo.
How did that work?
We just got a live report on the street. He said they've been flying in half a dozen people, so our listenership is at least 6 people on a Sunday. Anyways.
Okay. Great. See you guys. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for joining us, Glenn.
Hey, guys.
Love it. All right, you're joining us again for yet another edition, another in the epic installments of On the Street at Business Expo 2013. What you're seeing right there is the logo of Druard, Sandbrook, and Kingston Certified General Accountants. And the reason we showed that is because that I think represents the Canada, U.S., and North American free trade, but we've got something really big that's just been announced, which is the CETA, the European Free Trade Agreement. So I'm joined by two of the folks from DSK. I wasn't going to pronounce those names right again, so I just thought I'd go with the short form. In any event, tell us who you are.
My name is Rob Sandbrook.
Rob?
And I'm Paul Droulard.
Oh my God, I think we have two of the partners right here. In any event, fellas, tell us about what you do, what's your perfect client, and why you participate here at the. So I'm going to leave there. Tell us about the company.
Sure. DSK, we formed our partnership about a year and a half ago. We're certified general accountants. We have over 60 years of experience, and we like to pursue small business, medium-sized business, Canadian, U.S. taxes, personal taxes. Pretty well any issue that comes across the table, we'll deal with it. So
good. And tell us why you're participating in the Business Expo.
It's a great venue to meet new people as well as existing clientele, just to shake hands, say hi, tell them who we're all about, introduce our firm to them. Our favorite client is the one who actually wants to sit and talk to us about how to make their business better, how to make it more profitable, as opposed to just, here's your year end, see you next year. And that's what set us apart a long ways. So, and you'll notice that we have the jigsaw puzzle, so we can fit the European flag in there later on.
Well, I was going to say, I want to ask you guys, I mean, as we get ready, of course the deal isn't signed yet, but I think there's an expectation it will be signed over the next 18 months or so. What are you guys thinking in terms of how you're going to help those small, medium-sized businesses think about how they should be looking to the European market? What are the things that they should be doing, working with either their accountant or their lawyer to get ready for that new marketplace?
Actually, what you'll find amazing, one of our larger clients is actually a Scottish firm, and we do a lot of the tax returns for all the offshore drilling rigs in the Gulf of Mexico. So we already do business with the Europeans, and it's not as demystifying as people think. So we can make it a little easier and a little clearer for people to do business with us, and just rest their mind at ease that even though it's Europe, it can be done.
So that's Europeans coming that might be part of doing business here. But what about Canadian companies that are some of your clients? How will you help them get ready and see the opportunity to do business in Europe?
Well, one of our partners, our third partner, Jason, he's well versed in international taxes. We do a lot of work for Americans currently. A lot of Canadian companies currently want to expand beyond the borders, so we are currently preparing advice to them, tax returns for them, and that expands beyond outside of the U.S. as well, so we're prepared for it.
Thanks for joining us, folks. Once again, thank God Greg DeRocher is on the other side of the camera, because you don't have to see him on camera, but you've joined us for another installment of On the Street at Business Expo 2013.
Greg, is there really film in that camera?
No, there better not be film. Better be a digital marker there. Thanks, guys. And welcome back to On the Street at Business Expo 2013 with your host, Ian McLean from the Greater KW Chamber. Behind the camera, where he belongs, is Greg DeRocher from the Cambridge Chamber. And we're still looking for Lloyd Longfield of the Guelph Chamber, but we're on the hunt for him. We will find him before this day is over. Now we're joined by our good friends at Stevens Exhibits. And tell us who you are and what Stevens Exhibits does.
Well, my name's Jane Marshall. I'm with Stevens E3. This is our new announcement at the show.
Oh, yes, yes.
This is launched on Wednesday, E3, for Stevens Exhibits, Environments, and Events.
Wow. Now, you joined us. We were just talking with our friends from Mito Graphics, and he was on the radio as we were promoting this event. I think it was 2 weeks ago, actually. Was it 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And so you said you had this big announcement. So what's the traffic been like today? You said this is the 6th or 7th time you've been involved. Tell us how the day's gone.
It's better now. It was a little slow after the initial opening of the doors. Yep. And that's been traditionally how it goes. There's little waves in and out, but it's good right now.
That's great.
That's good.
So tell us about your big announcement. So the exhibits, environments, and events. So what makes that different than the previous iteration of Stevens?
It's a more targeted message, a more streamlined message, and up to date. Stevens has been in business for almost 90 years, 87 years, and over time they started out as a sign company.
Yep.
Some people still call us Stevens Signs. So we wanted to focus in and update the look, make it a little cleaner, a little simpler, and have more impact, which is really what our business is all about.
Well, congratulations on the new look. And you did promise a red car. Remember, Greg? Are you getting the picture of the red car? She promised a red car on her sign, which has nothing to do with Stevens, except for the fact that it's a sign.
Yes.
And it looks fabulous. Absolutely. Thanks for joining us, Jane. You've been joining us again for another installment of On the Street at Business Expo 2013. And we're back for yet another installment of On the Street with Greg DeRocher and Ian McLean. And as we've said before, Lloyd Longfield from the Guelph Chamber is somewhere in the building. We just haven't seen him yet. In any event, we're joined by Hendrik Nosgaard from Management to Go and Greg Schott from Greg Schott Consulting. Fellas, tell us what you do.
We're both in Management to Go.
Oh, you're in it?
Absolutely. He's doing the other as well. But Management to Go, which you know for the last dozen years has been doing interim management services in companies, so going through transition, filling key executive roles in companies on a short term.
So it could be anything. It could be finance, could be president, could be senior level stuff?
Yep. And now we're expanding it to assist executives who are going through transition themselves, who are wanting to get into consulting, to join us, and we'll help them get into doing that sort of work.
So, next question, Greg, why come to the Business Expo? I mean, this year we've got 190 exhibitors all sold out, but what's the reason you're here? What's the value of the Business Expo?
We want to get our name out there. So I've done this for a couple of years now as Schott Resolutions, but this year is Management to Go. It's a great forum for us to meet people. Traffic has been very good, and we appreciate the opportunity to talk to people and get the name out there. Which will lead to some business growth, we expect.
Now, with all the Management to Go, with all the startups and new companies, especially in this area, are you seeing a growth in people looking for that short-term executive help as they're growing their company?
Absolutely. It's a low-cost way of doing it. They're not making a long-term commitment. They get a very experienced executive while they decide, try to figure out what do they need for the long term.
Great, fellas. You have been on the Street with Greg DeRocher and Ian McLean, and I really want to say you're brave souls, so thank you for joining us. Have fun the rest of the day.
Your next career, is it, you know?
Yeah, if it is, I'm going to be penniless in short order.
Keep smiling.
And you're joining us again for another edition of On the Street at Business Expo 2013 with Greg DeRocher behind the camera. And let me tell you, him being behind the camera is a good thing. And Ian McLean from the KW Chamber. And once again, we're pretty sure we've lost Lloyd Longfield. We can't find him. But we're going to keep going until we're walking around until we find him. But right now, we're joined by Dave Schnarr, who's the Executive Director of the Center for Family Business, a very good partner of our chamber and the Cambridge Chamber and the Guelph Chamber. Tell us what you do and what your how you help family businesses.
We support, educate, and energize family businesses. So we have breakfast events, skills workshops, peer-to-peer groups. So we help them out in any way that we can. Our members range probably from 20 employees to 500 employees. So we have a wide range in numbers and also in the types of companies.
Well, that's great, and we're actually partnering with the Cambridge Chamber ourselves, the Center for Family Business, Excellence in Manufacturing Consortium, and the Manufacturing Innovation Network on Manufacturing Summit 2014. Tell us about why you're excited and interested in participating in that event. Many of your members in manufacturing or related fields?
We have about 65 members in total, and I think we have about 8 or 10 that are in manufacturing. So I've spoken to 4 of them. Yep. So I'm all ready for tomorrow's meeting.
Absolutely. Good. I was just giving him a little test there. Right, he's going to be ready for the meeting. Well, thanks for joining us today, and keep up the good work at the Center for Family Business.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Hey, you guys again.
And you are joining us for yet another installment of On the Street at Business Expo 2013 with Ian McLean. And behind the camera, where he rightfully belongs, is Greg DeRocher from the Cambridge Chamber. Once again, we have no idea where Lloyd Longfield from the Guelph Chamber is, but he is somewhere in the building. We will keep searching until we find him. Right now, we're joined by Don Wales of Urban Insurance and Nate Tedesco of Chicopee Ski. I knew it was one of the Chickapees. Fellas, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thanks, Ian.
Doing very well.
Tell us about your business and why you're here at the Business Expo.
I'm with Urban Insurance Brokers. My specialty is commercial insurance. We're here today. We've been a long partner with the Chamber. Our business has been in Kitchener-Waterloo for coming up on 100 years.
You don't look a day over about 40, though.
I age well. And we just want to give back and be a part of the community and part of the business community and meet some new faces and reconnect with some old faces.
And by the way, Don is a huge Chamber volunteer. Gets a lot of we get a lot of value and support from him personally and Urban Erm, so we appreciate that. No, we don't. It's good. And tell us what you do, Nate.
I'm at Chicopee Ski and Summer Resort, as mentioned earlier. Chicopee has been around for almost 80 years. We're celebrating our 80th anniversary next year. Very community involved. It's a non-for-profit, and we really feel about giving back to the community much like the same values as the Chamber does. And of course, meeting and supporting great people in the community.
That's great. And Nate is also related to one of my staff and has two adorable twins. But so tell us why are you here? I mean, do you have a booth, or are you walking around making those connections? What are you doing? Are you doing both?
Currently, we don't have a booth. However, I'm walking around and meeting several people, as you can see here, networking and making and building relationships as we move along. That's really what the support of the Chamber really does.
Thanks, fellas. You've joined us again for another installment of On the Street at Business Expo 2013. And this is a sequel to our interview with our friends from Mito Graphics. I think did you actually hear about the trade show on Business to Business on 570 News?
Yes, of course.
So who do you think is the best host? Ian McLean from the Greater Canadian Chamber, or the other guy?
Who's that guy?
Yeah, that's him. Greg from the Cambridge Chamber. It's not him.
No, it's got to be Kitchener. I live in Kitchener.
Yes, sir. Yes. So, do you regularly listen to the program?
Mm-hmm. And I call in all the time. In fact, I called in that day while they were talking.
That is awesome.
And talked to Ian. No, I didn't talk to Ian. I talked...
the producer. Our producer. We're actually going to start doing, once every 4 or 5 weeks, we're going to do a live call-in show so we can take calls from our listeners and email requests too. So, because we are hearing lots of people have questions, as we have a guest, we want to know something more in detail. So we are going to have more of that. But congratulations on winning your tickets, and courtesy of Mito Graphics. And thanks for listening.
I love Business to Business. I really do.
We found him.
I'm working.
No, I know he is working. He's working.
Chamber of Commerce. I was in the Cambridge Chamber of Commerce booth.
But there's no one there? Lights on, no one home?
Just go down 2 booths, go to Guelph, and that's the place to
All right. You're joining us for yet another installment of Business... No, this is On the Street at Business Expo 2013. And miracle of miracles, we actually have come across Lloyd Longfield from the Guelph Chamber of Commerce. We've been circling. We must have missed you.
That's right.
So tell us about the protein. There was a session this afternoon before the event with some manufacturers. Tell us how that went.
Yeah, well, we have the Protunity group here from Winnipeg, and they're looking at doing business-to-business connections online. And so we had some people in the room looking at how do we get new suppliers or new customers using the Protunity website.
Now, is that something that I think came to us through the Winnipeg Chamber of Commerce and Dave Angus, and they've been working on it with, and this is specific for chambers of commerce and businesses to connect with one another?
You have to be a member of your local Chamber of Commerce, and you could be part of Cambridge or Kitchener-Waterloo or Guelph in this area, or Richmond Hill north of Toronto. And as long as your chamber knows who you are, we can help to refer you to other businesses.
Good. And this is something that I wasn't familiar with, but certainly I think we're all three of our chambers are going to try and promote, because it's another way that we can expand the networking reach of our members in each of our chambers.
Absolutely.
So we have over 190 booths sold, and in 10 or 12 I think caterers out here. Tell us what you're hearing from your staff, and as you walk around, how's the traffic today?
Traffic is awesome. There's these two guys with microphones and cameras going around. You should see it. It's almost like they're newscasters.
It's like a sort of a Mutt and Jeff routine, is it? And
he's liking the newfound fame.
Well, you know what? You are where you need to be, which is on the other side of the camera.
Actually, on the right side of the camera. You don't want him on the other side of the camera.
So tell us.
So traffic is being brisk, and people seem to be getting their connections. We also have a connection with Fundica from Montreal for funding that's on our website, and we're going to be sharing with the other chambers. So if you want to find customers, suppliers, funding, or personnel, that's what the three of us chambers are doing together.
Great. Well. No, here he is.
Here we go.
We're all. See, all three of us. There it is. We found him. See, this is him right here.
He really exists. We can do a barbershop.
Yeah, we can do barbershop. Thank you for joining us. It's been a great day, and I think we've set the bar. I think we've got our education series. We need to beef up those numbers, but I think people are not going to them today because what they're doing is they're enjoying the networking that's available at all our booths.
Yeah. Well, you guys have done a great job. It's great to do things together.
Great. Thanks. You've joined us for another installment of On the Street at Business Expo 2013. This is it. We're signing off for the year. We'll be back next year at Business Expo 2014.